Welcome to StraddleIncome. We're here to help you make money. Today is Thursday, January 14th. And in this video, I want to talk about two things. One, the overall market, the market performance, high level, as well as how the market has trended. Number two, I want to give you an update about the trades that I made today and those that I closed. With that being said, let's jump right into it. The market actually today is in a very good steady state. If we look at the SPY, the S&P 500, high level wise, is still setting well above the 18-day moving average. So that's a very good sign. And if you zoom in a little bit further, looking at the daily performance, the market actually opened quite high, almost to reaching to the previous high of 381.49. I think the highest point was around 381.13, and then started to come down a little bit. Towards the end of the session, the market, there was a big sell-off. There could be a couple of reasons. One, people were unsure about what Biden would announce in its new economic plan. So people decided to be taking profit. And then number two, tomorrow is a Friday. It's the last trading day before the 3-day long weekend. Therefore, I wouldn't be surprised if people decided to take profit and the market, tomorrow we would be seeing a sell-off in the market. Number two, let's look at QQQ. QQQ is showing a very similar trend as the S&P 500. It started high towards the early first half of the session, and then some sell-off towards the end. If you look at their daily chart, I think it's also well above the 18-day moving average, so that's a very good sign. And the volume is very similar to the trading volume yesterday, and it's not a huge sell-off. So overall, in summary, the market is in a very good steady state. I think it's trying to come down a little bit and then trying to give itself a break before the run-off in the first week of the 2021 trading. Okay, now let's jump into the trade that I made today. Number one, I closed my TSM trade. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, is a trade that I made a couple of days ago. I think I placed the first trade on January 8th. And I was bullish. And I was selling that 115 put and with a protection of 105 put. So it's a bull put spread. Taking the premium of $284, and then in the meantime, right away, I set up a trade to close this. So the rule of thumb is always about 50% of the profit. So around $140, I decided to close the trade. And this got triggered this morning because TSM announced its earning, and the earning was okay, but their future guidance was strong. So there was a lot of hype about the TSM next quarter and also the entire chips sector, so semiconductor sector. That's the first trade. The second trade was PLTR. PLTR was a company that I talked about in the previous video. If you don't know a little about the company, I'll post the link on the top right. So make sure you click that, look at the company and what they do, what they sell, and why it's an interesting company. But if you look at a PLTR, it's been consolidating around $25, $26. So let's look at the chart. You can see, zoom out a little bit. The PLTR is been coming back and forth around the 29 and then 22 region. In the next couple of weeks, PLTR will report its first earning. So the implied volatility on the PLTR was high. And for people who have traded option, when the implied volatility is high, there is a very good chance that you can take some opportunities by selling puts. That's what I did. I sold a PLTR put at $24 And this is a cash secure put and expiring in March 19th with the premium of $395. The cash secure put, I'll make a video about it. So basically the idea is if you like the stock, you don't mind having the shares of a PLTR when somebody assigned to you. Next, I want to talk about AAPL Apple. Apple is a stock that's being very interestingly moving around the two ranges of, you can see it's pretty much stayed within this band for a long period of time. Their previous high was 138.65 around September last year. I think it was after the split, and then from that point on, it's been trending back and forth. And right now, it's been creeping back up at the 18-day moving average. So that's one of the good signs. The other one was because TSM reported earnings, and that's a strong boost of the entire semiconductor/chip sector, meaning the demand on that, the semiconductor is strong for the next quarter. So Apple, as one of the big hardware company, I would think that their sales would be good for the next quarter as well. So with a strong guidance for the next quarter. And then number three, the reason is, this is the first reporting after the Christmas holiday season. I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of people ended up replacing their phones with the iPhone 12 and other phones. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a big boost on their sales number for the holiday season quarter. So with those, signals, I was bullish about the Apple. So that's why I decided to make a trade of Apple selling the bull put spread again, 125, 115 for protection, expiring February 19th, with the with the premium of $262. The last trade that I did today was Tesla Butterfly, broken wings. For some of you did not watch the video, I'll post the link down below, and also you can click the top right. Basically, I talked about this trade last week. Some of the lessons learned. It is a very expensive trade for me personally. I ended up closing the trade today and paying about $1,900. So the overall loss on this trade is about $1,700 on this particular trade. It's a very good lesson for myself. Quick takeaway here. One is for strategies like this, you always need to know when you want to take a profit, and then number two is when you want to cut the loss. I didn't follow the rules, and number two, Tesla is a very buzzed stock. For stocks like this, it's very enticing to place a neutral and some short trades. But a lot of people got burned on Tesla, and this is one of the neutral strategy would be a good candidate for indexes rather than some hot popular stocks. So those are a couple of lessons for me. But if you didn't know the background about the Tesla trade, making sure you watch the video on the top right and explain it pretty well, where it came from, why I did that trade, and then especially the lessons learned. I hope that will be helpful for you, for your own trades when you trade, those advanced strategy. With that being said, this is everything I want to talk about today in this video. And hopefully you find the information here useful and helpful. If you like it, make sure to subscribe and click the like button. Again, all the trades that I talked about today and information I shared are for learning education purpose. Make sure you do your own due diligence before you trade. I'll see you in the next video.